Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard are by far the two most intriguing free agents this coming summer, who will certainly get max contracts no matter which team signed them. While Kyrie Irving and Jimmy Butler will also be paid tons of money, it's possible all four of these star players will be on different teams 6 months from now. Other star players like Klay Thompson and Kemba Walker will get their first major contracts. With all 6 of these guys still in their primes, teams are doing everything they can to pursue these star players. How's it going, guys? My name's Wilson. Last year's All-Star Kristaps Porzingis is one of the most unique talents in the league. Coming off a major knee injury, it will be very important to see how he bounces back. As a restricted free agent, looked upon as the Knicks franchise player, I expect the team to pay him at least $120 million. If DeMarcus Cousins dominates for Golden State and helps them win a title, I won't be surprised if multiple teams offers him the max. A couple non-All-Star players in the past, like Mike Conley, signed a 5-year deal worth over $152 million in 2016, was the largest contract at the time. Role player Nicholas Batum signed for 5 years, $120 million. And of course, who can forget Chandler Parsons' 4-year worth $94 million, an absolute atrocity, and will always be remembered as one of the worst signings in NBA history. These were a couple non-All-Star players who have gotten the max deal, so here are 5 non-All-Stars who I predict will get a max contract in summer 2019. Tobias Harris, who continues to be one of the most underappreciated players in the league, will turn 27 in July, posting averages of 21 points, 8 rebounds. As the best player for the Clippers, who's fighting to contend for a playoff berth. The Long Island native's already in his 8th NBA season, has improved every year and continues to get better. Looked upon as a very reliable offensive player with one of the best mid-range games, shooting 50% from the field this season, 44% from 3. The Clippers are in line for chasing 2 max free agents. Kawhi and KD are certainly the first things that comes to mind. Trying to keep salary open for the summer, the team's stuck in the tough position, whether they should try to make the playoffs or make trades for veterans with expiring contracts. Many teams will have interest in Tobias, who's shown he's more than capable of taking over games and hitting clutch shots. Confidently rejected an $80 million extension offer, planning to sign a potential max worth $188 million over 5 years. If Harris doesn't stay in LA, a couple other teams will be intrigued in giving him the max. Chris Middleton, another borderline star player just like Harris. Middleton's in the early stages of his prime now at 27 years old, is a perfect second option for the Bucks, a team with strong aspirations to achieve special things come playoff time. He'll be underlooked this season since his name doesn't generate a lot of buzz compared to guys like Kyrie and Klay. More than just a scorer, Middleton's proven to be a great all-around player who fits in with just about any team in the league. Because Giannis gets all the attention as a superstar in a small market, the Bucks would not be where they are today without Middleton. Last year's playoffs against Boston, the 6'8" small forward averaged 24.7 points, shot 61% from downtown to go along with scoring 32 points in Game 7. Proving what he's capable of in the postseason, Middleton will look to advance past the first round for the first time in 2019. If Middleton continues to ball out, he'll likely opt out, where Milwaukee can offer him around 5 years, $190 million. DeAngelo Russell, who's shown a lot of promise this season, playing the best basketball of his career, viewed by many as the best player on the Brooklyn Nets, one of the hottest teams in the NBA, will have a chance to make a name for himself in the postseason and silence all his doubters. After giving a 3-year extension to Spencer Dinwiddie, who plays very similar to Russell, Sean Marks will have to make a difficult decision whether to give DeAngelo max money or not if he continues to show improvement as a restricted free agent this coming summer. Still only 22 years old in his 4th season, the former 2nd overall pick has come a long way since his Laker days, averaging around 19 points, 6.5 assists as a score-first type point guard, able to take over games and knock down timely shots. Russell's very capable of dropping 40 and creating offense for himself when his team struggles. Despite making poor decisions at times, not knowing whether he'll score 28 points one night followed by 8 points the next night, he's having a lot more good games than bad ones, finally proving why he was a lottery pick. Showing glimpses as a future all-star player, many expected the 6'5" point guard to break out a couple years ago. Many critics even labeled him as a bust, but if he continues to get better, the money will follow. A lot of teams who lack a strong point guard would pay top dollars for Russell in putting pressure on the Nets. Nikola Jokic, who's playing like an all-star right now, arguably a top 5 center in the league, averaging over 20 points, 12 rebounds in only 31 minutes of action. Now in his 8th NBA season, in the very prime of his career at 28 years old, the 7-foot big man never gets any attention since he's been playing on a terrible Orlando team for all his career. It's also shocking the team hasn't traded him yet since he's not part of the rebuilding process, taking minutes away from rookie center Mo Bamba. He's also helping the Magic win more games where they'd rather be better off tanking and landing a top 5 pick. Right now he's just continuing to improve his stock as the best player on his team, capable of putting up 30 plus points, 15 plus rebounds. As a prototype big man for today's pace and space game, Clint Capella, who gets way more attention, received the 5-year $90 million deal last summer, but if you put him on the Magic, he wouldn't be able to dominate and put up the same numbers like Vucevic. If Orlando doesn't trade him by the deadline, the team will likely lose him for nothing this summer, where a couple teams like the Clippers, Kings, and Spurs can pay him max dollars. Willie CauleyStein, the former 6th overall pick in the 2015 draft, used to be seen as a role piece around DeMarcus Cousins. Known for his great defense, it wasn't until when Cousins was traded did Cauley-Stein flourish, showing plenty of star potential. As one of the most underrated big men in the game, posting averages of over 13 points, 9 rebounds, playing less than 30 minutes a game in the final year of his rookie contract, Sacramento's able to make him a restricted free agent if they extend him. Although his numbers don't stand out, he's proven to be a very serviceable center with great mobility and tons of room for improvement. In today's NBA, many players tend to get overpaid for what they can bring each game. Same can be said about Cauley-Stein, who plays within his role, never tries to do too much. Realistically, Willie should be paid between 12 to 18 million a year. Whether the Kings want to keep him or let him walk, I won't be surprised if a team offers him a 4-year $90 million contract. Even Nerlens Noel got offered a 4-year $70 a couple summers back, turned it down thinking he was worth more. Who's not as good as Cauley-Stein? Based on upside and potential alone, I can see Willie CauleyStein getting a fat contract. Other non-All-Stars I haven't mentioned, Julius Randle, who has a player option. If he tests the waters, it will be very possible he'll earn a max deal. Terry Rozier, who's a solid player, averaging less than 9 points a game, backing up Kyrie, would be a decent starter on a bad team, but there's a ton of point guards better than him. Eric Bledsoe, who's at the tail end of his prime, won't get any better. I don't expect him to get anything more than 80 mil, and Kelly Oubre I predict will get around a 4-year $70 as a very exceptional role player. Thank you so much for watching this video. I talk NBA comparisons, amazing storylines, NBA history, and anything basketball that will interest you. If you love the NBA, subscribe for more content, more great stuff coming soon. See you next time.